Uh,
Hello, I
Hello,
am
Mr.
Meginhard.
Neginal.
Yes,
Mr. Neginal, thank you for joining this conversation. We are immensely proud of your contributions, not just to Bangalore, but and not just to Karnataka, but across India, because you've been one of the foremost urban foresters India has had, and most of Bangalore's greenery owes you a big debt. So we are really grateful that despite all the news about the pandemic, you have been holding your fort and joining us through Zoom. Unfortunately, because of the conditions that we are in. But let me get ahead and ask you a few questions. So when you thought of Bangalore in the 1980s, when you greened it, what was your vision for the city?
I was brought here in 1982, special to green the Bangalore city as per the directions of the Chief Minister Gundu Rao then. Those times, the trees were not at all so prominently engraved in the minds of the people. People used to come and just do Vanamosva and get away after the function. But the people had no idea what value the trees were adding to the city. So, when Gandura said that the city should be made green within the shortest time, the government brought me here to green it. I came here in 1982 and was here till 1987. 5 years I was here. Then, when I landed at Bangalore, I saw the city was not very much destroyed, although it was not of the earlier natural state of affairs. New buildings were coming up, and roads were being widened, and trees being cut also, and so many of the bunch of the greenery all had already disappeared. I landed here at the right time, I should say. If I were to land here later in 1990 or so, I couldn't have done the work which I did between 80 to 87. Because those times I had to prepare the mind of the public also. Of course, Bangaloreans are very tree lovers. They wanted trees here, but there was nobody to guide them. In such things, what happens is we need good leadership. If the leadership is properly given to the public, the work will be wonderful. When I came here and took a perambulation of the city, I came to know what was the reasons that made the BDA and the corporation not to make it so green as they wanted to do. Because they are planting the small size saplings. I found that the saplings of the small size will be will not get sunlight and air to grow also, and the tree guards they are putting also were of very small size, say about 3 feet or so. The cows and the people and the public all these people were damaging the plant. If the cows were browsing on the planted saplings, the saplings were not coming up. So I thought I should plant here only 6 feet above plants so that it will not be damaged, number one. And making to 6 feet plants, then I'll be adding 2 years advance life to the plants so that it will grow up soon and make the Bangalore city green. So that was the idea. And the tree guards also, which we invented, was of a very rustic type in the sense the four poles were there, surrounded by the chicken mesh, and it was very economical also, just about 23 rupees or so, whereas the BDA people, they were spending 650 rupees on the RCCT guards. And after doing all these things, I had to prepare the nurseries because there was a nursery stock at all. So I had to establish new nurseries throughout the city so that there should be sufficient plants for planting, taking planting. That was the one of the initial stage thing with the thought of doing it. Then I thought unless the public is involved, the project will not be successful because the public should take interest because all 24 hours we can't be and my lifted staff can't be standing below all the saplings to guard them and all that. So it was necessary to have the public also involved in this great project. For that, I contacted all the citizens of the city and requested them, see here, I'm going to make your street green by planting trees. So tomorrow morning, I'm coming here with my staff and plants and everything ready, and pits will be keeping kept ready also. You people have to, what to do is you have to just come and plant some saplings so that one by one, okay, you can, and then because your involvement in that planting will make you interested in protecting the trees also. That's how I made these project very successful. Second thing what I did is I appointed tree wardens so that they can take care of the plants, and throughout the city also I had planted about 350 tree wardens, and we used to have every monthly we have having a monthly meetings at the Aranya Bhavan conference hall, where we are having feedback. I wanted to know what they had done, and I wanted to tell them what we are doing also. So it was a very, the communication, the tree wardens were the communicators between the public and me also. Then some of them they just told me, sir, what is happening is to get, we are interested in planting saplings in our courtyards or behind our the houses also. But plants are so far off, available only at Aranyaban. We cannot come to your Aranyaban to pick up the saplings because distance will be more and all that. I said, all right, I will open tree banks everywhere throughout the city. You will have tree banks one at Korabangala and Indranagar and Vijayanagar, Mahalakshmipuram, everywhere. I opened the tree banks so that the people, the public can go on their holidays like Sundays and pick up saplings of their choice, any choice, anything like that. I used to, that's how I made it popular. Then I know the school students, it was very important because unless the younger generation interested in a tree conservation planting, it will not be successful. So I used to visit all the colleges, schools also, request the headmasters to participate in tree planting also. So that's how I made it successful. And many people used to say, sir, we want to, because of the interest shown by me, and it caught up through the news media, and everyone wanted to plant it. So they said, sir, we are going to plant at Indranagara. So we wanted some saplings. So we can't come to Aranyaban and take it. I said, don't worry, I'll send it on my own. So I sent lorry loads of saplings to them so that I can plant there. And it was very helpful for them also. Without taking any transport cost, anything of that sort, we used to supply to them so that they can go and plant at their functions. Then I ignored the chief minister also and the forest minister also. All of them were interested and made them say, let us have one day, we shall, throughout Bangalore city, we shall plant saplings. So all of you, please come and help me. Then the chief minister Ramkrish Hegde was there, and the forest minister, all of them, they came, and we had a big function on that day, and we planted so many saplings. All the students had come, everybody, citizens had come, the newspaper, media people had come, everybody. And that day, when we were planting at that Basangudi area in that playground, throughout Bangalore city, also other places also had kept saplings ready for planting at other places by the students and all that. That's how we made it successful. Because the scheme was so successful, the central government officers and central government ministers used to come and see our planting. They used to go and tell other states, why not you do the thing which is being done at Bangalore? So they went on saying, let us have planting, so our planting fever spread to other cities also, other states also. They took the idea and started planting everywhere, and used to send saplings to other states also if they wanted also, if they can come and take it from here, there was no problem also. It so happened that New Delhi, at the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi's Samadhi, there were so barren. though no plants at all. So the Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi told the horticulture officer in New Delhi, go and get the plants. And the poor horticulture officer went on searching for the plants throughout India, could not get, ultimately landed here. I gave him saplings, suitable saplings for him, tall saplings, which he took them in wagon loads to New Delhi and planted there. So if you go to New Delhi, if you visit the Samadhi, you'll find that trees are from Bangalore. We should be very proud of it. Then what happened? Seeing all the success being done here and the city getting green so fast, the government thought that this city tree planting should be also taken up into 5-year plans. Otherwise, it was not there in 5-year plans. So they took up in the 5-year plans also, and they made it compulsory for all the cities to plant throughout India. That was one of the very great achievement. And for this work, what happened? The government gave Indira Pradesh Award for the first time for city planting. Otherwise, so far, there was for city planting. There was no Indira Pradesh Award at all. I was the pioneer to get it for the department to that way. And based on the all these things, I wrote after retirement some books on city planting and how to plant and all that. So with the color photograph which I have taken, and it has been of a very useful to all of them.
So thank you so much, sir. I have a small question and we'll close with that. You have done incredible work in not just turning Bangalore green, but the entire country green. Why is it that engineers today loathe trees so much that the first thing they do is fell them, and recklessly, and all the decades of efforts that you and citizens have put in is destroyed on the so-called claim that this is what development constitutes?
You see, we cannot blame these engineers because they're all civil engineers, number one. And in the syllabus of the civil engineers, this greening or environment is not there. Now, of course, they're now bringing some the lessons also there. But normally, the engineers, they don't have any idea of trees at all. One example I'll give you, on the Magadi Road, there were very ancient trees, perhaps planted by even during the founders of the Bangalore city. And one engineer was there with some Ashwath Narayan, somebody. And I told Mr. Ashwath Narayan, why are you cutting these trees? He said, sir, I want to widen it. When are you going to widen it? Sir, first we'll cut the trees. Then when the funds come, we'll widen. I said, what foolish things you are doing? You don't do like this. You first get the funds and mark the area what you want to widen. Then he had already marked the trees which were not outside his boundary. I told him, you cancel all these things. Keep only those which are necessary. He said, sir, I am also lover of tree. My name is Ashwath Narayan. My mother had no children, so she went to Ashwatha tree and was worshipping it. So for that, she got me, and so they named it as Ashwath Narayan. I told him, what a beautiful name you are getting, but you are not caring for the trees, please. So while widening trees and other things, what they should do, of course it is necessary, but although it is necessary, unnecessarily they go on cutting trees because they want to cut the trees, more trees, so that they will have more funds, more work to do. That is not should not be the The first mark the boundary and let these experts come and tell you whether to cut the tree which is on the boundary of the widening this one, whether to cut it or not. Then only if it is not necessary to cut it, suppose one tree is standing on the boundary to be extended or expanded, if on the boundary it is there, don't cut it, just keep it there. It is not going to obstruct you in any way. There's so many things can be done and which are not being done. And what is happening is nowadays, they don't have any idea. See, small trees, they go on planting bigger, large trees. So when it becomes a large tree, it will become a problem. So they help to cut the tree. And on the small, broader streets, they're planting small trees like Bohemia. You should not give any shade at all. So there is a science of urban forestry, which I developed, which I have given in my book also, which plants to plant where. On broad roads, which plants you want. Narrow roads, medium road roads, and the gardens also. And in the playgrounds, on the playgrounds, you can't plant trees in the middle of the playground. You have to plant it along the border. All things will have to be thought of. Even I thought of planting trees in the smashana, the burial grounds, where the people were very sorrow and all that. If they see some beautiful flowering plants and some scented, fragrant flowers also, they'll be little forget the sorrow. All the things, or at the pilgrimage, the sacred places also we require. I went and asked some of the priests also, which tree you want, sir? They said, sir, we want ficus here. So according to the need of the public, if you plant trees, the plant will be safe, and there is a science about planting it, and if you follow it, it can be very beautifully, it can be developed. And within 5 years, I planted 15 lakhs of saplings. I made it compulsory with the staff also that there should be 100% survival. If one plant dies anywhere, you can't immediately replace it. So by doing that, I saw to that it was 100% survival in the Bangalore city. So that was my, and I love Bangalore so much. And Bangaloreans love more than all of us, the residents, people here, they love the trees, they want the trees, but there is nobody to guide them how to plant, where to plant. And the science of doing it, planting also, which will not obstruct the public, but will help them also, because the trees will give them the necessary oxygen, and it gives 50 cuts off 50% glare of the sun, and 50% of the road dust it collects. All the benefits, and the vehicle smokes and all that, it is absorbed. So many solar radiation is reduced. So many things are there. The birds will be coming, which will sing song. Birds will come and enliven the public. All these things they'll have to take into consideration and do the tree planting, and these things will have to go on. It is not because Nehru is done between 80 to 87. Let us forget it. It should not be that way. It should be continued. It is a continuous work we'll have to take up, because the trees are also old, ancient trees planted by earlier. They're getting the old. Also, we'll have to treat them and all that. There is Ashwatha trees being planted on the earlier roads, which were being worshipped also. And all these things will have to be carefully enumerated. And out of these trees, there are some heritage trees which are to preserve heritage trees, which are the remnants of the old Bangalore city. Some Ashwatha tree, Alada Mara, all these things. The Ippe Mara, they've got Ippe trees here, very rare to find in the city. So all these things are heritage trees which will have to mark and preserve them.
Sir, thank you so very much. I mean, this is a most inspiring message, and I'm sure that with the launch of this Better Bus Bengaluru campaign, which really talks about making the city come alive in its liveliness, which you contributed immensely to, we hope to see this happen very soon. Again, thank you for making time. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Namaskar. Thank you.